Woo! What's going on, guys? Orange Forum coming at you today. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about day 10 of the training camp Detroit Lions review. And training camp today was at Ford Field. They moved it over from Allen Park to Ford Field just for the boys, just to get acclimated to the actual Ford Field, coming out of the tunnel, running out there, fired up, everything blaring, fans in attendance. Wasn't a lot of fans there, but there was fans there, and it was just nice to see. It started off with a fiery speech from Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell was out there. I think Brad Holmes even addressed him too. But Dan Campbell turned it into almost like a WWE scene, talking about lighting up gasoline on firewood and getting fired up. He needs the energy. He needs this. He got the crowd going, and only the way that Danimal could, just getting fans fired up for the season and getting everybody lathered up in a frenzy. That's just what he does, and he's doing it well right now. He's saying all the right things. It's great to hear. Now we just want to see it. Like, I love it, but let's see it. I love Dan Campbell's attitude, though. It's refreshing. It's just something brand new. It's completely new from what this old regime was doing for the last 3 years. We haven't really seen anything like this, to tell you the truth. Even guys like Caldwell, Mariucci, guys like Jim Schwartz. Schwartz was a little bit fired up guy, but nothing like Dan Campbell. This guy is just he's cut from a different cloth. He just loves the city. He wants to win. He wants to be here. And it's just the way he talks. You can see the passion in his voice, and you can see the passion in his eyes. You can hear it in his voice, all that stuff. It's just fun. And then you hear Brad Holmes too talking. These guys want to be here. They just want to bring something for us, and it's nice. But it was they did some drills during the day, and then it was basically like a scrimmage for about an hour and a half, something along those lines. And so it was a good day. But there was a couple signings that happened. Defensive tackle Michael Barnett. They signed another DT. They also signed another DT, PJ Johnson. They got Nick Williams on that reserve COVID list. John Pedicini's a little bit banged up. Michael Brocker's taking these vet rest days. So they went out and signed two defensive tackles, Barnett and PJ Johnson. And if you remember, I think they're both going to be camp bodies, to tell you the truth, because that's what they've been in their young careers. But if PJ Johnson sounds familiar to you, he was drafted by the Detroit Lions back in 2019. And Bob Quinn drafted him in the 7th round out of Arizona. He was an Arizona Wildcat. He hasn't really done anything in the pros. Couldn't really find too much about what he was up to and what he was doing. He's been playing on teams, but he's basically been on he's just been like on practice squads, stuff like that. He hasn't really recorded a stat, but he's played on the Chargers. He was on the Seahawks. He's played with the Cardinals, Panthers. So he's been around. He's just been basically a practice squad guy. And when we drafted him back in 2019, I know that he got into a fight. I don't remember who he got into a fight with, but he was cut like immediately, like that day or the day after. He was a 7th round pick, so he's kind of been bounced around with 4 or 5 teams already. So he's just another camp body. But they have to do this because they got guys going down. They got guys hurt, or they got guys on this COVID stuff. So they're just trying to protect some bodies, and he's just a camp body. But Roger Goodell was president of Ford Field. He was talking up the Lions brass. He specifically Sheila Ford Hamp. So he was in her ear the whole time, and just getting a look at this new regime, seeing what all the hype is. Everything's brand new. So the boss had to come check it out, man. So Goodell was in the house, and I'm sure he got booed by Lions fans. So, anyways. Like I said, with injuries, no Tyrell Williams is out there. He's got a groin thing going on now too. That's like the second injury for him now, and back to back. That concerns me with him. I know it's nothing minor. We'll talk about that in a bit. Nick Williams on that COVID. Brashad Perriman's got that. He has a hip problem, so he didn't practice. John Pedicini a little bit nicked up as well. Who else? Damian Ratley couldn't find out what was wrong with Damon Ratley, wide receiver. Quintez Cephas banged his head. He kind of got knocked in the head. Those were the quotes from Dan Campbell. So possible concussion or just precaution, just being careful with him. Alex Brown, the cornerback, and then Cornelder's got that leg thing that he got hurt when he was trying to defend a pass to Brashad Perriman. And then Jalen Reeves-Maben didn't practice again either. Tommy Kramer, the undrafted free agent guard that we picked up, he didn't play either or practice either. And then there was Tyrell Crosby. He's probably the worst of the bunch. He's got that hamstring thing going on right now, and he's going to be out for a week or two. They need to be careful with him because they actually need him. So that's pretty much what was going on. No pads for Brockers, no pads for Derek Barnes. He needs to get healthy too, the rookie out of Purdue. So these guys just need to just rest up. First preseason game, I think, is next Friday versus the Buffalo Bills. So you might see a lot of these guys not even playing. So, but the first wide receiver group out there, but it was because of injuries, was Victor Bolden, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Khalif Raymond. The opening drive was a scrimmage. It was the number 1 offense versus the number 2 defense with some number 3s in there as well. Number 1 offense dominated. That's exactly what you want to hear. If we were to hear the opposite, that the number 2s and number 3s were beating up on our number 1 offense, then it's time to panic. You could say that it is time to panic. I know it's early. We're not even 2 weeks into training camp, but you want your number 1s beating up on your number 2s and number 3s. That's just the way it is. If anybody out there that played football knows this, you don't want your number 1s being behind their number 2s, number 3s. That's disastrous. Doesn't matter how early that is. You don't want to hear that. So this is a good sign that the number 1s are just beating up on the number 2s and number 3s. It's good. Goff went 5 for 5 and threw a play action touchdown to TJ Hawkinson. TJ Hawkinson's untouchable out there right now. Nobody can guard him. He is the guy. He is going to be the offense. They're going to focus this offense around him. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be big time TJ Hawkinson. And he can't be just the only guy because, defenses will latch onto that. But he is the main focus of this offense. And then the number 2-0 came out. They got manhandled by the number 1 D. Again, that's something that you always want to hear as well. You don't want to hear your number 1s ever being behind number 2s, number 3s, just like I said. So number 1 D came out, beat up on that number 2 offense. Logan Stenberg, man, had another struggling day though. Holding call, put him in 3rd and 21. Then Tim Boyle took a shot to Sage Surratt, and Jeff Okudah played it perfectly. Knocked it out of the air. It wasn't even close. So, again, number 1's beating up on the number 2s. That's what you want to hear. Then some more injuries going on too. So we had Mcneil was out there, but I think he's going to start over Penasini. He was at nose tackle. Deshaun Hand got a lot of looks, and Jashawn Cornell got a lot of looks too with that setting up first team reps because of injuries and COVID and all that. So those guys getting a lot of looks, and I think Hand's he could possibly end up starting, but not too sure. They have Nick Williams there right now, but if Hand keeps playing the way he does, it's going to be a real tough decision not to start Hand. That's just my opinion. The field goal kicking was terrible from 50 yards and out. Randy Bullock, who has been pretty good so far, caught the bug from Matthew Wright. They went 0 for 4 combined from 50 yards. It's not what you want to see or hear. They missed badly on a couple. I think Wright was well short on one. Wright shanked one to the left or to the right. I forget what it was, but he shanked one. This defense can't afford to be, this team can't afford to be missing field goals from 50 plus because the defense is just not that great. They're ahead of our offense, but this is just training camp. We don't want to give good field position to teams with good offenses. Not right now. We're still building. I think we've upgraded on the D line and all that. I think the secondary might have gotten a little bit better with the corners and stuff like that, but I still think the safety room is in trouble. Linebackers, I don't see any linebacker truly stepping up right now. So we can't be giving teams good field position. We just can't. So we're probably going to be seeing a lot of punts, and a lot of Lions fans. A lot of Lions fans are going to be mad if we decide to punt and we're in the 45-yard line or the 40-yard line. Lions fans are going to want us to go for it. Lions fans are going to want us to kick field goals. Well, if you don't have a good field goal kicker, which I don't think we have a bad one. I'm just saying. If Bullock struggle, I think Bullock's going to win this job. If he's an 83% field goal kicker through his whole career. If he misses a couple, during the regular season, he's got to get all these out now. I think Matthew Wright's in a little bit of trouble. He's not having a good camp. He's just not having a good camp, Matthew Wright. And I know a lot of people were high on him. I was one of them because he was kicking the ball pretty well at the end of the year last year for Pittsburgh. But if Randy Bullock or whoever wins this job, just say, struggles, and then we can't kick field goals, expect punts from like the 40, inside the 40-yard line on our opposing team's 40. We're not going to be going for it all the time. You just can't do that. It's not a reality. This is not a Madden football game. You know what I mean? It's just, so expect, and if you don't have a great defense and you're not too confident, you have to pin offenses back as far as you can. And we have a punter who's an absolute animal, who is great at punting. And trust me, I don't want to punt. I want to score points. You know what I mean? But you have to be smart about it. And if they can't kick field goals, we're in a whole bunch of trouble. Because I don't see this offense just going for it all the time. It's just, I don't think they're built like that. But we'll see. It's still early. Now, Goff was going to his tight ends early and often on day 9, or day 10, sorry, because of the injuries going on with our wide receivers. Hawk and Fells making plays. Hawkinson, like I said, untouchable out there. Darren Fells with a nice 26-yarder he had earlier on the day too as well, which is nice, moving the chains. This is what you want to hear and see. And Hawk had 2 touchdowns on the day. Hawkinson had 2 touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown got another fun too. Had himself a touchdown too as well. Something you want to hear. The tight end room's pretty much set. Hawkinson, Darren Fells, and then should be Elise Mack, the free agent pickup that we picked up from the New Orleans Saints. Campbell's has coached him in the past. Even Charlie T making some noise out there too again. Running back Jamal Williams, still a joy to watch. He was running up and down the sidelines, playing catch with fans, rifling the ball into the stands, and interacting with them. It's just good to see. He's a joy to watch. He's refreshing. He's just, it's a nice feel seeing Jay Will out there doing this, because it's something that this fan base needed. Mike Ford, talk about him a lot, man. Improving every day. Still needs to improve a little bit more on his pass coverage, but he's improving. He's always around the ball. I think he's got that nickel spot locked up. Romeo Okwara lived in the backfield pretty much all day on day 10, and it's something you want to hear too as well. He's going up against basically he was going up against a lot of number 2s though on the day, but a few number 1s as well and number 3s. The old line was shuffling around because there's some stuff going on there too. So it was good to hear that Romeo was back there. He could have had a couple sacks. He could have made a couple plays. So you can't touch the quarterback, right? So he's getting in there and he's making plays. Is what you want to hear. Taylor Decker and linebacker Robert McCray got into a little bit of a semi-scrap on day 10 too as well. Campbell didn't seem too impressed about this one though. He was like, he doesn't want to see that stuff out there right now. They already had one earlier, man, on the first padded practice. There was a little melee with St. Brown and Melifonu, the 2 rookies. They got into it. They're throwing punches. This one wasn't as intense, but I guess it caught the eye of Campbell, and he's like, it's going to be handled in-house. That's the type of coach he is. He's not going to go out here. He's not going to start spouting off to the media about how he's going to handle it. He's just saying it's going to get handled. And I just don't think he was impressed with that one. Yeah, it's good to have some fights, and it's good to have a little bit of blood going, and it's nothing but competing, right? He wants to see competing, and he wants to see aggression. He wants to see these guys get after each other. But you got to be smart about it. You have to be smart about it too. You can't just keep fighting every other day. I think this is the second fight already in less than 2 weeks, so it needs to be handled, and I'm sure he'll handle it. It's one guy that who talks, people are going to listen, is Dan Campbell. So it's good to see. And then Mcneil was out there. Aline Mcneil and Frank Ragnow had a nice rep out there. They only really caught 1 rep, I guess. That was that was reported. And it was really nice. Ragnow snapped the ball, tried to shoot at Mcneil. Mcneil anticipated the move, shot the gap where Ragnow kind of vacated. Ragnow being Ragnow, stuck his left arm out, popped him, took back Mcneil, and then Ragnow positioned himself and he sealed him off and pushed him out of the play. That's just Ragnow being Ragnow, teaching the rookie a lesson right there. And this is one of many to come. This is going to be a nice little thing going on with these two. These two are just going to better each other. I'm very excited about this Ali Mcneil kid. So it's awesome. Win Ragnow. He got the win on that one. Jamal Williams had a couple nice runs as well, averaging about 5 yards a carry. Only a couple nice runs, one for 7, one for about 3 yards. So it's good to see him running out there. You haven't heard too much about his running ability just yet. You keep hearing about his pass pro and his catching the ball ability, and everything's good on this kid. Does everything well. He's not phenomenal at anything, but he does everything well. Jamal Williams, one of my favorite free agent pickups. He just does everything well, and he's just a great kid. It's good to have him on this team. And then Jefferson had a nice run too, on a nice 4-yard run that impressed some guys too, man, putting his head down, getting some yards. And then Deshaun Hand was out there with another sack, a simulated sack, on day 10 as well. This is a guy that keeps making plays. You keep hearing his name. It's a good thing. Only thing with this guy is his health. It's the only thing I'm concerned about, and I just keep repeating it. He stays healthy, he's going to be a big part of this D-line. So that's it. He's out there. Tim Boyle was aggressive, but he was very inaccurate on day 10 as well, overthrowing a lot of targets. I still think he has that number 2 locked up. David Blau hasn't really done anything to suggest that he's going to be the number 2. I think it's Tim Boyle's job to lose. I don't think it's in stone quite yet, but I think Tim Boyle has the job right now. It's just something. I think something drastic is going to have to happen, but he needs to be a little bit better. I like the aggressiveness, but the inaccuracy you can't put up with. The running back Dedrick Mills, keep an eye on this kid. Popped out as a catcher of the football and a blocker. Well, he's doing good things right now. Dedrick Mills, he's pushing Jamar Jefferson right now. He's pushing him for that number 3. I don't know if they're going to keep a number 4 running back because I think they're going to keep Kabinda. So that's like their 4th running back right there. Will they keep 5? I don't know, man. If Dedrick Mills can play some special teams, then you never know. But Dedrick Mills is making it tough on his organization to release him. Then Chad Hansen, the wide receiver we picked up from Houston, played with Goff at Cal. He's looking reliable out there. He's making a case for himself as that number 5, number 6, possibly. If they carry 7 wide receivers as well, I can't see them carrying 7. That might be a little bit too much, but you never know, because we do have some guys that get banged up easy, like Tyrell Williams and Brashad Perriman. These guys are not the most durable guys out there, so we might keep 7, but he's out there making some plays, so it's good for Chad Hansen. And he's got some chemistry with Jared Goff. Elise Mack looking better on day 10 too. He's been up and down a little bit, had a nice day on day 10. Austin Bryant, the edge. All right, man. He showed up today. He's back in the fold. He was limited, but he was in there on a scrimmage. He was running with the number 2s and number 3s. He was splitting some time with linebacker Robert McCray. I like Austin Bryant. I might be one of the only guys on the planet that likes him, but I think he's a pretty good defender. I think he's a pretty good football player. I hope they give him a chance. I just hope he stays healthy. And I think pretty much he gets hurt again, he's gone. I understand it. But they're really trying to get this kid in there. And it's good that he's splitting some time in there and getting some work in. Much needed. And then nothing really changed on the punt return, kick return. It's Khalif Raymond and Victor Bolden. But they did have Godwin Igwebuike out there, the safety that transferred over to the running back room. So he was out there taking back some kicks and taking back some punts too. So they're trying to get him going. And Price and Ford are the gunners. I think Bobby Price being the number 1 guy, Ford backing him up. And then Melifonwu and Jerry Jacobs were out there too, running with the second team as the gunners. And then CJ Moore as a personal protector of the punter. And then Jalen Elliott backing him up. So that's pretty much going on, man. I usually end it with some special team talk or whatever I can find. And that's the video, guys. Thanks. I'll have some more for you. I think today was a day off on Sunday. I think Sunday was a day off. I'm not 100% sure. But they probably start up again tomorrow. So I'll have some stuff for you either tomorrow or Tuesday. All right, guys. Thanks for the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button in the bottom right. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Get all my videos. And don't forget to like and comment. It's all about the likes and comment. Getting closer and closer to football, guys. Go Lions. Let's go. Boom.